Welcome back to another episode of my trading vlog where 80% of my views come from returning subscribers. If that's you, give yourself a thumbs up. If it's not, you hit subscribe. Let's get going with AMC on the hourly time frame, following up with some analysis that I had over the weekend. This is an inverted head and shoulder bottom, and the price target's 10.08. It's possible that this pattern busts and we move lower, and that is going to be following a symmetrical triangle analysis, which is also kind of shown here in yellow, where point E overthrows the AC line, and then we have a reversal and the price heads lower. AMC is still currently in an uptrend, so it's kind of in the air with the price below 628. It's in the air. Be very careful with AMC right now. GameStop is moving through a triangle. I think we defined the lower trend line when we bottomed on Friday, and now we're going to see ourselves pushing higher through here and watching IV drop. It's going to be a wild ride, and you can see this triangle as well. This is why I'm thinking AMC might also be in a triangle. I think that the meme stocks are kind of consolidating right now. It makes sense to me with where the markets are at. Let's go to Tesla next. I have a horizontal triangle shown here. It's typical that the price overthrows that AC line again, just like in AMC, right? Except this one's on the bottom. We could see that this is just a retracement of a bullish motive wave heading higher. I am still targeting 220 before we see a bigger spill downward. However, it's very important to be open-minded that the price could turn down as well. I'll get into why later. Apple has made a huge push higher. I've resolved some of my Elliott wave count issues. This still doesn't agree with me all that great to have A, B, and C, because really wave C should be at least as long as wave A, and in this analysis that's not really the case. We need to see a sustained drop to 140, but instead the price bottom at 144, so it's possible that this has further to go down, or hitting that 50% mark is actually really bullish and this is something else and I need to recount it. It's just so hard. And then what even makes it more difficult is that there was this insane rally, the RSI reaching all the way up into 90, almost 91. It makes me think that this is a new motive wave. So I've got to figure out how to get a corrective wave pattern through this spill from 155 to 144, but I'm not happy with my count there. I'm going to have to keep working on it. Apple is really tricky, at least for me right now. Nvidia, finding ourselves in a broadening top, however, forming a partial decline, which tends to be a bullish thing. I'll put a bullish price target up here on Nvidia once we get out of this upper trend line here. It's very possible to A, B, C, D, E. We could overthrow and reverse and go lower. So Nvidia is looking like it wants to push higher, at least now. I don't know about the longer term, but for now, yeah, probably. Let's look at the dollar really quickly. The dollar has been following my analysis very, very well and is retracing as I expected it to, and we could be seeing the formation of a bottom through here. It's very possible that we find ourselves in some sort of triangle, which is very annoying. I'm going to take this downtrend, pull it up, and that would be the upper trend line of the triangle, and the support or resistance at 104 would then be the lower trend line. We'd be looking at points A, B, C, D, looking for E heading higher. If that's true, then the dollar pushing up is going to put weight on the equities markets and send them down. TNX is the 10-year treasury yield. There is a big double bottom through here. It's a little nerve-wracking because if these premiums or if these rates go up, then that will also be bad for the markets because it's easier to make money on bonds than it is to lose money in the markets. That's funny, right? At any rate, this could just be a handle, and then we have this massive surge with the dollar, where the dollar is finished with its triangle, and that bodes really poorly for SPY. Lately, I've been thinking SPY is going to push higher in a rising diagonal triangle, which would be very bearish, but would support a short-term rally in the near future. And with Powell talking Tuesday and Wednesday, all he has to do is say disinflation to his in his hearing or testimony or whatever, and I'm pretty sure we'd see a big push here in the markets as well. Look at the RSI on the hourly time frame reaching really high, and I mean this is probably because of Apple. It's a big part of SPY's weighted average. Let's go look at SPX. This is where I actually show the analysis for that ending diagonal triangle analysis. The price reaching and turning down towards the medial line of the triangle is not very surprising to me at all. Today I tried to play some puts, but unfortunately I mistimed and I ended up holding way too long, so that hurt. I don't have enough money to launch salvos. Like I just kind of like get to make my one trade and I have to take losses or you know, wait and post a gain, but really, I need a little more cash. I'm just trying to think to myself, like, if I'm still holding too long, do I really want to give myself more cash to trade? Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess overall I'm up. Let's go talk about Playboy, because Playboy is really what I want to be trading right now. I want to be accumulating positions, and hopefully that the positions I can accumulate will eventually be positive over the long term and over many years. When I entered this stock, I had $250. I entered at 250 and I bailed out as the price began to drop. And I've been really accumulating since then. And I've been day trading and taking the profits and putting them into here. And that's been really good because that makes sure I can't lose all my money. To have some of that cash or a lot of that cash here in Playboy is great. So at the end of the day, my account's kind of like pretty neutral. I had 8 or 9 days of really amazing day trading, and then today I just kind of like totally wrecked it. And it's just, I'm just thinking about it, and it's like, how can I avoid that? And I really think the answer is more money. Sometimes it is being able to place more trades, not trading enough, trading too much. It's a hard balance, and I just need to find that. So I might even fund my account a little bit more, just to keep the trading going, really. Let's talk about VIX. This is the fear index, so to speak, and we're watching the, can I please let me, okay. All right, we're gonna activate a drawing, and then I'm gonna click out, and then I'll be able to zoom. We're watching VIX fall through this uptrend, currently extending this downtrend, which is, of course, very irritating. As I do this, I'm thinking to myself, we might be in some sort of broadening pattern. Let's just take a stab at it. Maybe not. Maybe not. That doesn't look too great. It's hard to say what VIX is up to. I'm just going to do a count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe there's one more push down for 5. And then we start to see a reversal in VIX. That would support a little more downside in SPY before a bounce. Maybe SPY drops before Powell speaks. Then Powell speaks. Then the markets rally on that. But I don't really know. I don't know why the markets react the way they do to Powell. I really don't. To me, it's silly. Going to QQQ, again pushing higher. I'm thinking we're probably moving through some sort of flat here, expanding flat. It's just annoying. It's setting up a bearish divergence in the RSI. If that divergence breaks, though, the price will make a new high or a significant high. Obviously, that would be first needing to challenge this downtrend, and we'd want to see a 1, 2, 3 reversal at that point. Implied volatility is not really doing anything for me right now. It seems like there was a big heave right here in the middle when this reversal occurred. So that's kind of a nice signal to have. It looks like there might have been another reversal here with a similar swift change in the implied volatility. But it's just like, what's even going on? When you have Apple, when you have a bunch of different stocks or indices and ETFs making straight line runs, it's a little disconcerting, really. It just means the markets are getting ready to capitulate, I think. Looking at Bitcoin grinding sideways today. I am looking for more downside, so we're stair-stepping down. Bitcoin stair-stepping down. I don't expect that to change anytime soon. SLV. I had to flip bearish on SLV, and I think we've finished this intermediate downturn. So it's a big 335 correction. It's possible that we're in a new motive wave. It's also possible that this is a big bear flag. So I don't know. It's hard because if the dollar ends its consolidation and starts to push higher again, it's going to send the metals lower, and that's going to hurt equities like GLD and SLV and GLD. And if we get a full measure move down from that high through this corrective phase, the target's going to be 158.76. That's very near this uptrend. So it's possible that we do have one more rally in the dollar, which will hurt equities. But again, I'm looking for SPY to push higher. If SPY does not push higher, if SPY pushes down, it's like game over. I have an alternative count here. And zigzag. I called it zigzag hourly, but then I seem to have changed the name. Oops. Sometimes I should really just like, what did I do with this? Oh, I called it hourly and minute. That's so dumb. This alternative count supports that this is a motive wave heading lower. This is just a retracement, and we'll have to see another leg down. The problem is that the price today moved into what would be the price range of the first motive wave heading lower, right? So this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. It would have to be 1, 2, 1 of 3, 2 of 3. And that's terrifying because if that's true, then the markets are going to totally dump. Let me show you what a third wave extension would look like at that time frame. It would seriously, we'd be targeting 371 at that point. So depending on what happens this week is going to be a very, very, very big deal. Everything is just kind of like teetering on the edge. I think that's going to be the title of the video. Markets teetering on the edge. So I think that's everything for today. I just want to vlog really quickly, talk about Playboy because I funded my account with 250 bucks. I just wanted to buy some Playboy, and the price started to fall, so I bailed out, and then I started day trading SPY, and I had 8 or 9 really strong days of trading, and I was able to reaccumulate Playboy at lower prices, lowering my cost basis, and buy some calls as well. I now find myself to have busted my account in the trading, but I have these shares of Playboy at a lower cost basis with calls. So overall, I think I actually did a pretty good job, and I just need to fund my account a little more so I can give myself a few salvos to day trade with, because it sucks when you only have one shot per day. I mean, if you have one shot per day and you win 8-9 days out of 10, I mean, that's really good. Like, my win rate is really high. I just need to be able to manage those losses better, and there's a couple ways to do that. I think the best way to do that is to salvo, to kind of have like a third of my cash, a third of my cash, a third of my cash, and kind of launch those calls or puts in those volleys. So I'm gonna be working on that. It's been a weird day today, so I'm gonna go. Have a good day. Remember, get in the Discord if you're not in the Discord.